Okay, so we're installing on the Ranger that is the 2003 through the 2009 crew. It's the larger and wider of the Rangers. It's the largest of the Rangers, actually. So this is the one we're doing. While we have this off, I'll just quickly show. You're measuring for, if you're measuring, there's a little tab right over here. So if you want to see how tall a half windshield is, you measure from that little tab right there, and you come up 22 inches. And that's where a half windshield would sit. From that very point, it's also at 16.5 inches is where, it's hard to hold this and point at the same time, at 16.5 inches is where the bottom of the tilt windshield sits. So that's kind of where it is, basically about level height with the steering wheel. If you're measuring to find out the height of something, you start at that little lip on the fender and follow it up. This one would basically be 39.5 inches. From that point, your windshield would be 39. It's not true. Our windshield sits about 2.25 inches off of this, but it'd be, so it sits 2.25 off of that little lip, but it would be 39 inches would be the measurement. 39.5 inches would be the measurement you'd give us, and then we'd fit it to this height right here. If this is lower, you just come down to whatever the height of the lip is, bring your tape to that point, and we're all done. If it's a soft top that is a taller windshield, and it sits up against this crossbar that's underneath there. So when you receive your windshield, basically it looks like this. Comes in a box, basically the size for this right here. This is your instruction pack. It's strapped on here. The windshield's wrapped up in plastic, and this is strapped on here. This is your instruction kit. And so you're going to need your instruction kit, Phillips head screwdriver, 7/16 inch wrench, and an Allen wrench. Actually, I don't know the exact size on this guy, for your bolts that are on the dash. We'll get into that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to peel this plastic back just past these holes. Now the reason we suggest and recommend that you only peel this just past the holes is because if for some reason there is any problem with the height of your windshield or something of that nature, if you haven't removed this protective plastic, we can return it back, we can fix it up pretty easy for you, so it's not a major problem. If you tear this plastic off, you just bought the windshield. Alright, now I'm going to have Bryan help me. He's going to hold this on the other side. Brackets on each side. Get them kind of locked into place. Put your bolt slightly through. Hook it into the back of it. Just going to go through, put the bolt and nuts on there. Since it doesn't rest against a roll bar, it makes it just a little bit more. You just got to kind of play with the bolts a little bit. Just when they're resting against the roll bar, kind of holds it all in place. But as I stated, with this particular design, with this particular bike, due to the way they designed the hood, is that we have to put it on the inside like that. So it does make it a little bit of a challenge to get all those lined up, because truth is, we want this to sit pretty much level with the roll bar there as best we can. So we're going to get those ones on like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put force down on this. What I kind of do is then just take my finger and hook it onto the bracket. Kind of push forward a little bit so that it keeps the windshield as far forward as possible. And then I'm going to sink that down. And then I'm going to go up and do the same thing on the next guy. Push those out a little bit before I get it too snug. I'm going to move over to this side. Do that same thing. Just push it down tight to the body. Put some pressure down on that. Tighten that guy up. Right for you. Like in this guy, little tap puts it in place. To me that's kind of perfect. That's the perfect size to it because it's as tight as we can get it and still allow it to tilt down without any hassle. So that's what we want to try to accomplish in this. So this is how we tilt it down. Now from this point, I know everything's working right. I'm going to go ahead and peel my plastic off. And I'm going to hook up my other top bracket here. Okay, now at this point, as I'm tightening these up, since I've got everything all set, I'm going to actually cinch all this down. As I'm cinching it down, kind of giving some forward push to that, because it'll help to lock those in place better. Just like that. Helps to, well, it helps to keep the windshield pushed out further. Is basically what it does when you do that. And then tighten those down. I just thought of this. Never, ever, ever use Loctite on plastic. So if you think it's a clever idea to use Loctite, it will blow up your windshield, destroy it, and we won't warrant you that. Okay, now that we've got that all snug down, the next thing we're going to do is put our center support brackets in. And this is where we're going to need our little Allen wrench. And what we're going to do, I already started these to make it a little faster, is that you're just going to take these guys out. They're right in the center. And I recommend just taking one out at a time. I'm never like taking bolts out of two things, or both of them out at the same time. The longer band goes on the bottom, shorter band goes on the top. And okay, so we're basically going to set our bracket on there loosely and that one on there loosely. I'm going to have Brandon go out in the front, and
nope.
you go out and
Gotcha.
Just help me hold that bolt right there. And we want to sink it into that guy first, right there. Kind of get that one a little snug down. These, again, these are really tight, and they're made to really pull the windshield down securely to the body. So it takes a little minute to get them nice and snug in there. So you can put those on there. And then basically what we're going to do after we get these snugged in a little bit. So now we've got those all nice and tight. Now we just snug up these guys nice and tight. Good. And that side nice and tight. And good. Now we've got all of our bottom set. This gives us our rigidity in the bottom. Basically, from here, what we do from this point is there's a center support bracket, and this center support bracket basically functions in a way where this goes right around the roll bar like this. So this bracket basically sits on here just like this. So that guy goes on like that, and that clips up like that. And obviously we'd want to snug this guy down now. Okay, so if you have two people, this is a lot simpler just to have one person just kind of hold the bolt like that, and then just secure that down. That gives us all of our tension as we're going down the road, gives us an increased stability here. And then obviously we proceed to the other side and do the same thing. But since we're just going through the install, I think you can understand that part right there. We're going to take these off. I'm going to show you how to tilt this down and how it's designed to be towed. And so basically we're just going to tilt this down right here. It's going to rest on the hood like that. Because again, we know everything's fitting upright. It's all, everything's good, so now you own it. We're going to put the top strap through the upper hole right here. It's smooth side facing out. We're going to take this one with the metal clip right there and slide that through there. Now what we want to do right now is just kind of snug this guy down a little. For this second right here, we're not going to pull them tight. Just going to snug each side down. So that we can go about putting our bumpers. If you get too carried away, again, smooth side facing out, smooth side facing into the roll bar, clip in your to the front there. And we're just going to, again, pull those we're going to get them kind of tight so we can figure out where our foot alignment is. Did I gave myself just enough room to be able to slide underneath there. Reach underneath, and what we're going to want to do is place 4 bumpers, 2 on each side like this. And then we're going to do 2 right here in the center, which is going to be a little bit harder. That goes right there. And that goes right there. And we're done with installing. Basically, that's the entire install process. When you go to tow this, obviously we've got this pretty secure, but I like them nice and tight. So I'm going to pull that a little bit even tighter on that. And basically the way we've got these straps set up is that they're double Velcro. The underneath strap is securing to this top strap, and this top strap is securing to that one. So it gives us a double Velcro situation. One thing we, just like anything else with towing and such, if these straps start getting worn, the Velcro isn't as secure, then replace them. Give us a call, email us, whatever you'd like, and we have them. They're pretty, we just send them to you in the mail if you need replacements for them. So with your windshield down, it can really help reduce your dust. And then also it allows you to clean it easier. So when you go to clean it, most important thing you do with windshields, whether mine or anybody else's, is wash them off with water first. So in the tilt down position, you can wash this off very easily with water, dry it off with a clean cloth. You can use a Novus One product. We do sell that as well. You don't have to use that one, but it's it's probably the best one out there. It's kind of an anti-static dust collector. It helps to reduce your dust collection. Takes out the static electricity of the plastics and helps, and we have that available on our website, or you can get it at some of the local stores. Clean it off that way, tilt it up, wash off the outside, do the exact same thing, you're pretty much done. One of the big things on why I think our windshields are so much better is because a windshield that is completely stuck in the upright position is nearly impossible to wash off in water from the inside unless you're hosing off the whole bike, because it's just not possible to run water down it. It's not going to actually run down it. It's going to dump in your bike. So it's one of the big advantages to ours. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be towed down the road. This is how you're going to use it. And as you can see, this windshield is not going anywhere. And if you have any questions or such after this, feel free to give us a call. Thanks.